And we're back. Let's jump right into it. Working on the twin turbo Hemi again today. Let's weld up the pipes that we made last video. Here's our two pipes. They're pretty mirrored. The only difference is that one turbo is clocked a little bit more than the other, and one's still a bit more forward than the other. But other than that, they're pretty well the same. We do have some contouring to do on this side, so we'll have to like beat the edges out a little bit. Might have to fill a little bit of gap, but that's kind of what happens when you put a 2.5-inch flange in a T4 flange. Got this bish stuff full of aluminum foil, and we got the back purge line going right here to this bottle, and then we got the big bottle like for the regular torch. Alrighty, here's our outside weld. It's not too bad, but I did look on the inside, and you can't really see in there just because of the lighting, but it is fully penetrated on the inside. It just wasn't cleaned up super good, but it's fully penetrated, fully back purged. This should be, I don't know, strong as the pipe was originally. As you can see, we've got some weld here on the bottom. And now we get to beat the corners in. Oh my God, thunder! It's actually gonna rain down to heavens here today. This is actually way too high. I don't know why I filmed like that, but I did. I've only ever done this one time before where I had to like beat the corners in. Usually I just use the T4 to 2.5-inch adapters. We didn't have any left at Black Sheep, so I just grabbed a couple of these. It should be okay as long as my hammering skills are good. I've been known to jackhammer a thing or two. Usually the ball end of the ball peen hammer, I don't know what it's actually called, ball peen maybe, but yeah, just this piece. Oh yeah, that's before. I'm doing this bottom left corner first. It's really hot still actually. As you can see, a little bit of massaging and it kind of fills that gap in the corner. So we'll do that on all 4 corners and then we can weld the outside of this flange. Probably not gonna have to be back purged because the pipe actually sits inside the flange, so you're just welding to the outside of the pipe. Man, I might get electric cocksuckered out here.
The power's still on, Julian.
Ricky, I'm Bubbles.
The power's still on, Julian.
Before, quickly, and after. So we've got a little tiny bit gap in each corner, which, I don't know, it's a big filler rod. It's not really that much when you look at it. And weld that up. I'm gonna let that cool for a little bit. The internet is an interesting place. I learned how to make our drag racing a little bit more consistent because it seems like I shift like between 8,000 and 6,500 sometimes. Like I'm never consistent on when I shift. And especially for Gina, because she's basically bracket racing, the more consistency, the better. I figured out by watching some YouTube videos that you can actually add a shift light into the Holly dash in like a roundabout weird kind of way. This is the video I used to set it up, and I'm just gonna show you quickly on if I can do this or not. Basically in the outputs, we're going to add a shift light. Sensor input is going to be RPM, and for testing purposes, above 1500 and below 1300. When it comes time to actually use it, we'll make it above 7000 and below 6800. Long story short, if you just watch the video I show you, he explains it much better than I'm going to, because I'm just gonna do what he tells me to do. Now apparently we're gonna add a thing in the dash, so menu, we're gonna add a gauge, and this is where it gets a little bit weird, but apparently it works. It's going to be the odometer. Instead of picking odometer over here, you're going to change that to wherever our shift light input output is. Maybe it's not. We're going to try this on my car real quick because I can't find the option in Gina's car. It might need to be updated in hers, so we're going to do it on mine really quickly. For whatever reason, I can't find the shift light in the dash the same way he did, so I'm going to have to try and find another method, I think. Well, I plugged this pink little USB into my dash with the Holly V6 software, and now the shift light is available. So, update your firmware, boys. Basically the same thing. Pick the odometer, replace it with the shift light. Range will be just 1. Warnings, enable, high warning, 1. Background color, black. Okay, and size, we make this 600. Okay, And ultimately, this is what we want. We're using TPS for reference, anything above 10% just for testing. And here's Gina's. You know I couldn't just leave the labels the way they were. We have I am a speed up here. That's your speed, obviously. We have air versus bang juice. That's air-fuel ratio. We got electro juice down there. That's battery. And we got fun air down here. That's a boost. And then bang juice as fuel pressure. Basically nailed it. Basically, we just take this pipe and we put it on the belt sander until everything looks like that mirrored color. And that means the flange is, well, flat enough for what we needed. I've already done this one a little bit, but you can see that the sealing surface is basically flat. It would have been a lot flatter if I bolted this to something. It would have been a lot smoother than this if I bolted it to something prior to welding it, but I just like doing it on the belt sander. It's faster and easier. Something like this! Wait 20 minutes. There, now you can see it's just a slight bit on the outside corners, which is okay because the sealing surface is actually like right here anyways. And just do the other one. And then I'm gonna clean this up with a carbide bit as well, just to make sure none of this like slag stuff can fall off into the turbo. Because we didn't back purge right here where we filled the gap. Man, did it ever rain. I actually had to run a sump pump on the side of my house because it was like water was coming in that window just the way it bowls over there. And the garage had some water coming in too. We got 100 millimeters of rain yesterday, which was like 4 inches, which is like a lot. That's a lot of inches. Anyways, let's start making our dump pipes. The only issue we have is that this brake cylinder actually sits kind of high. So if we want to mirror it, we're gonna have to put the brake cylinder inside the car. Possibly, I don't know. We'll figure it out when it gets there. Let's just build the exhaust first. It all starts with this little guy. What you're gonna wanna do is put your pie cuts at a 5-degree angle. We're gonna go upwards a little bit here, and then we're gonna pie cut it. It's gonna come up a little bit, and then it's gonna go back flat, and across into the back. Here's our first piece. It's just one piece, pie cut, another piece. I think I'm actually gonna weld this flange on the inside. It just is gonna give it a lot smoother flow into the exhaust if I just burn the exhaust into this flange on the inside. So I'm gonna do that. Basically the gist of it is that it's gonna go up and over this piece. All we need to do is make another pie cut like this one. That's gonna go right here to counteract this pie cut. And then we need to make another piece like this, but longer with a 5-degree angle on it to counteract this. So everything you see here is 5 degrees. This is a 5-degree cut, plus this is a 5-degree cut, plus that's a 5-degree cut, and this is a 5-degree cut. So we're just 5-degreeing our whole way across. So another pie cut, and then another long section with a 5-degree on it, and we should be flat with the turbo to go back to this way. How's that so far? Lots of clearance on the coil packs here. This will get another V-band over there, so you can just disconnect this one, disconnect that one, pull this pipe out so you can access all the spark plugs and stuff. So it's gonna get that 90. We're gonna cut a hole in the side over here to be able to go down. But before we do that, I think I'm gonna mirror the other side just so we have up to here done, so I don't forget any of these measurements. I have them written down, it's just, I wanna do it while it's fresh in my head. Not me trying to get everything to look correct. I use tape as reference lines. I just match it up on the fenders and then I measure down from the tape. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward stuff. I think they call it MAFs. And there we have it. It's not exactly perfect. I think this one was like down slightly in the back and it's slightly shorter on the top piece. It's okay. It's because the engine bay is not exactly mirrored. The engine actually sits almost 2 inches to the left in a Mustang. Also, the strut tower on this side is different than the strut tower on this side because there was something attached to the strut tower on this side. So it's pretty damn close. It's gonna look pretty rad, I think. There's still a whole like 4 fingers of room here, but I'm gonna make an aluminum shield to go over here anyways once we get the coil packs in there. It'll be fine. Now you're probably gonna say, Kyle, what about your brakes? They're not gonna fit there anymore. I have something coming that we're going to be able to block that off on the firewall on this side, and the brake cylinder is actually gonna go on the inside along with the new clutch pedal and the new billet gas pedal. So it's all billet on the inside. I spent a little bit extra money, but that was just so I could get rid of the brake on the outside. I needed a clutch pedal anyways. I love this car. This is gonna be my main car. Might as well put a little bit of money in it. I definitely went over budget a lot already. I didn't mean to do that. But this one's gonna be nice, and it's gonna be my showpiece car, so I wanna make it a little bit nice. One more for the road. Roadhead. Can't have a turbo kit without an intercooler. We're just gonna fab our own intercooler because we want 2 inlets on one side and 1 outlet on the other side. There's not that many twin turbo intercoolers out there, even though there's a lot of twin turbo systems. And then all the modular ones are in the wrong size anyways, so we'll just make our own. Sorry, very Canadian of me. I think I got ahead of myself. The reason we're stopping right here is because I don't have any 3-inch V-bands here, and I want to wait till I get some 3-inch V-bands. Because we're going to put a V-band right here. That way if you ever need to service the spark plugs or whatever, you just got to unbolt the exhaust right here and just pull this pipe out. And in a turbo car, you don't really replace spark plugs often. In fact, maintenance is very little, if we do any at all. So nitrous cars can suck it. Sorry, Daddy Cal. Well, let's mount this bad boy in there somewhere, and we'll bust out ye old Rogue Fab Pac-Man bender. This thing's beauty. Here's my idea. This is gonna get welded onto the frame, like on the front of the frame there. I'm gonna build some plates, weld these to the plates, and then weld the plates actually to the bottom lower rad support, and that's what's gonna hold our intercooler up. Those brackets should have a little more strength than what was originally there. I blew through it in a couple of spots there. Just, I don't know, I hit like Bondo or something. It was like a low spot. I couldn't clean it off, so I hit Bondo, it blew through a little bit. No big deal. And then I didn't weld this, obviously, because there's nothing to weld to there. Obviously, it's just a big hole. We're just gonna try and ratchet this in place. Maybe it'll go, maybe it won't, I don't know. Oh my God, you can barely see me. We're gonna tack all this in place, check the bumper fitment to make sure it fits, and then we can build off this piece, hold our intercooler. Well, it hits, and we're a long way off still. That's essentially me just like building something without measuring first. There we go, second time's a charm. Can't see it because it's in that bottom piece, so I don't even know why I'm showing you the shot right now. And it's tucked in the little chin thing down there. I may have to end up trimming this back some more to fit my 4.5-inch intercooler, which is fine for me, I don't really care. But yeah, let's get that bar welded in completely. I knew I bought this tab kit for a reason too. These are gonna work great, like, just like that. It'll help, I promise it'll help. I ended up putting a piece of this aluminum in the lathe to get a center hole in it. We're gonna tap it for M8, cut it in half kind of, and then that's gonna be what we weld to the bottom of our intercooler so we can mount it. Now I'm told if we take a hacksaw, and don't make fun of my little poverty hacksaw, I bought this one specifically for our little tiny lathe, just cause, you know, little lathe, little hacksaw. But I'm told if you just spin this up to speed and you put the hacksaw in here, you can cut things off without having to like use a tool on the lathe, because that takes forever. So I want to put that to the test. Where's my safety things? I need to protect these eye seers because like Gina's got nice breasts. Okay, maybe I should try and spin this up like the other way just because like right now we're going against the wrong side of the teeth. Okay. We can do that on this. It's just filling the teeth with junk, I think. What if we just, you know, let's lube it up a little bit. What if I just cut it while it's on the lathe? This is not working. Or it's working, it's not working good. Someone's immediately gonna be like, you should have got the big hacksaw, Kyle. You're probably right. Hello, WD-40! Here's what I'm thinking, that the aluminum from here is just getting caught between the teeth. So like, it's not really a cutting surface if you're just brushing aluminum on aluminum, so maybe this will loosen it up. And I've heard lubrication is good, but I don't remember where I heard that. All this for some well-done bungs, man. I can't believe my cheap little Canadian Tire hacksaw doesn't work very good. I can't believe it. I'm actually shocked. Okay, enough of this. Maybe finish it off with this now. That only took forever. A bajillion dollars later, 2 $3 well-done bungs. Essentially, it would just take a week for them to get here, that's all. Now I quickly made these little brackets, little L brackets, and those are gonna bridge from this side of the rad support to this bar. And we're just gonna center up the intercooler in this thing and then tack weld those in place. Hopefully it fits. And something like that. It's not perfectly centered in the radiator if you're looking at gapping 2 fingers on this side, which is like normal, and 1 finger on this side, which is like pretty tight. It's because this end tank is actually bigger than that end tank, and the cap is hitting right now, so when I block that off, the radiator actually moves over a little tiny bit, so that's where it sits in the center. It's not welded on right now. We just have to weld the tabs on the bottom, but that should be secure, and I shouldn't need anything on the top. And that was the whole idea, was that the pipes are gonna hold it on the top half, and I just have to secure the bottom weight on the bottom. Oh no, it hits. Just barely though. It kind of hits like, oh, whatever this piece is right there. So close though. Back to the drawing board, Kyle. Well, I got it to fit, but just barely. It's like literally touching whatever this trim piece is on the inside. And then in the bumper's obviously gonna hit the intercooler right now, so I gotta cut that piece out. It wouldn't probably hurt to like cut another hole in right here, like a mesh guard or something. Man, trying to fit stuff behind factory bumpers is annoying. Yeah, so some trimming on the bumper, but the intercooler's in place, so it's another step done. And just like that, it's a new day, and we're off to the Father's Day car show. Believe we're gonna dyno Gina's car. Like my Luffy hat, One Piece, Naruto. Of course, Jeff put his art right next to me. That's like dream car.
Do you buy cars?
Users.
Gina, dyno.
Okay.
All right, dyno time, Gina. First one up.
Dyno time. I
So-
get to be first.
Right now, put your guesses down in the comments. It made $4.50 on this dyno, I think, on
Last
5 pounds.
Yeah.
It's on 12 pounds right now, so educated guesses. I'm gonna say like $5.92.
I think I just feel like I need to pee because I'm nervous because I've never done it before.
Dan's car is here, and then Colby's twin turbo Coyote is here as well. I did the exhaust on this one. Well, redid the exhaust.
So you're saying basically my foot's on, is my foot on the brake? No.
No,
Okay.
you don't have to hit the brakes ever. The dyno will slow down too.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically when they tell me to go, I put it in the first.
You start spinning it up on the dyno, put it in the second,
Okay.
spin the dyno,
Basically,
put it in third, and then
okay.
he'll give you like a thumbs up or something
To floor it?
to floor it. And then start at like 3,000, 3,500 or something.
What do you mean start? That's like when to floor it, you mean?
Like that's when you
bring it to 3,000
Yes.
and then floor it? Okay.
Off the hood, please. Thank you.
Yeah, just do the same pull again, yeah.
What we do is we do
pull is we get some real numbers.
Yep.
And then on the last pull, what we do is we treat it like it's on the drag strip. I give her the thumbs up and she just puts her hands down.
Oh, this is the train. I think it made 615. Yeah. 679, but it might be a little skewed if you launch it off the trans brake.
But like also, because it wasn't quite what it normally is at the track for the trans brake, I goofed and I still had my thumb on the trans brake for a little bit there. So I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but that's okay. It worked out okay.
It made like 616.
I thought it made 650 the first time, or maybe it was
615.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Still good. 600 wheel horsepower.
I mean, it only made like 400 last time or something.
And you can drive it on the street anywhere you want.
Also true.
Good job.
We're gonna get a couple of pictures of me shaking hands with you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll look at the orange shirt guy first.
We'll go together so it's easy.
Thank you so
Everybody,
much.
thanks. Hope you had fun.
I did, thank you.
Thanks for letting us play with your toys.
Okay, I'll just go put it over here now.
Good job, Gina.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Danny boy's up next.
Yeah, she hot, I can tell.
What was the temp at?
Oh, I don't even know right now. Look at me!
Just a little couple turbos.
I heard it, I was like, I think it's boosted.
It's so cute!
What'd you just run at?
So these are like the inflated numbers when she launched it off the trans brake. It just torque spiked the dyno, so this isn't really the right number, but. He beat Gina.
Don't drop it, please. It's new.
Oh, you so strong.
Ooh, look at me, I'm so strong.
What do you think? What's it gonna make?
1669.
Okay. I should go put mine on the dyno now. That's it, Colby? Pathetic. That was trash.
That was only 28 pounds.
Why?
Now that I redid the cam timing, it needs way more dome
To make the same
to
boost?
make the same boost.
Gotcha.
So before it was always 1-to-1.
Yeah.
40 dome, 5 spring would make
40 pounds?
Now I had 38 dome on it. I went to 50 dome and it made about half the boost.
I wonder if you have a line broken somewhere on the...
No, it's holding steady.
Oh, is it?
No, it's good. It's just the motor's so different than it used to be. I'm happy. It's 28 pounds. Big deal. Right?
Yeah, I guess. Now we've got to make 2 trips, bring all the vehicles home. Great day.